Hi, my name is Sherelle. I'm an African American woman raised in the southern state of Virginia. I am a part time transfer student who also works full time. This is my first semester at UNCC. However, I am a third year student or junior. I'm taking this class as an elective. It is helping me to get back into the groove of returning to class. I had taken a break, and so it's helping me to get reacquainted with taking notes and listening attentively in class. I chose this class because it was a topic that I felt that could foster growth within myself, potentially giving me a new perspective on how I view myself and others around me. I'm hoping to answer the question, how do I participate in the African American feminist movement in my own everyday life? A topic that is important to me that falls into that very large spectrum of the African American feminist movement is the very important African American women hair and their ideas of beauty and ideas of beauty. How is it defined? Who defines it? And how is it portrayed in the media? I remember when growing up, good hair was that wavy, high shine hair within the African American community. And if you didn't have that long, wavy, high shine hair, then you weren't as pretty as the next girl. As we've learned so far in our readings, oftentimes African American feminists evolved from their own experiences. So let me take a moment and tell you about one of my experiences, or an overall experience of growing up African American in Southern Virginia. I can remember growing up having a thick, out of control bush of hair. It was long and thick, and I just wished for that long, soft, thin hair. I can remember going back to like age 7 or 8 and remember getting relaxers. Like mom would relax my hair for manageability, for her to do my hair in the mornings for class. It then graduated or progressed to the pressing comb on Sunday. Now, my mom didn't have any formal training, but I got the pressing comb. And for those who don't know, it's essentially a comb that you can actually heat up on the stove, and with some type of moisturizer, the person can go through it. It's kind of like the flat iron now, but it's a whole lot more dangerous. I can remember the burns from the relaxer and from my beautician mom when I was in the chair getting my hair done. But even as a child in grade school, I would pester her for her to do my hair because I liked the look of that shiny, long hair and shiny braids. Now, as an adult woman, I've become more educated. I'm educated about the millions of dollars we as a community spend on relaxers, texturizers, weaves, and now more commonly wigs. I became aware that I myself had bought into what was perceived to be beautiful based on what I was viewing on TV and in magazines. The concept really hit home for me when my niece of 6 or 7 looked at me and said she wanted to change her hair, and her hair is beautiful. I talk about that wavy, shiny hair. It's also curling, and I'm thinking, why would you want to change your hair? But what she's seeing is girls her age already wearing weave, already putting someone else's hair in their own. So to me, that was my wake-up call. I feel like African American women, through their personal choices, demonstrate to young girls, starting from a very young age, that to be beautiful, we need to have long hair like Beyonce, and you can achieve it by buying hair that was grown on the heads of another race of people, regardless of the fact that overuse can damage your own hair and scalp, or in some cases, it can cause a scalp condition because you're actually allergic to the hair. With all the chemicals that they put in it, you can really have a bad reaction. I started to basically educate myself more and more and make changes. And I'm sure you're aware a lot of African American women have made this choice. Gone are the days of changing your hair to look more corporate for the job interview at the bank. African American women rock curly fros, wavy fros, braids, locks to work in 2016 without fear and being proud that their hair can do so many things. I found out that as a grown adult woman, I had no clue what my natural hair texture was, how to comb it, or even style it. And that's why I think a lot of women that try to go natural, they just give up. And so through trial and error, I learned what worked best for me. Now, what worked best for me may not work for someone else. With new awareness and pride of loving my natural hair that God gave me, I did embark on my journey about 3 or 4 years ago. And I learned even in the natural hair community, one type of natural was perceived to be better than another type. And I was like, what? I learned that some unknown person had defined what a natural hairstyle was. Why did we need to define it? Why does one have to be better than another? We should all be happy that in 2016 that African American women now have the option to not feel the pressure to assimilate and make their own standard of beauty. My only thing that I would like to see more would be I would like to see more African American men appreciate the natural styling, because sadly they too have bought into the advertisement that natural hair is not as beautiful as those women with natural hair are not as beautiful as those with straighter hair. I feel like when we see the Napita Nyong'os and the Viola Davises wear their TWAs, if you will, their teeny weeny afros on the red carpet, that pushes us forward so many miles ahead as far as African American feminism. I think that, to me, what African American feminism is doing what is best for you personally, even if it's never been done before, and possibly have one or more other individuals see themselves within you and be able to walk the line in the sand that you made for them. You know what I mean? An example that, comes to mind would be Oprah Winfrey. I feel like she paved the way for Shonda Rhimes. They may not know each other, but I feel like Oprah paved the way for her. Also, Tina Turner paved the way for Beyonce. Those are just some of the examples, the names that I would throw out there as far as drawing that line in the sand and pushing forward as far as change. Thanks.